guys are so excited to see me when I roll the window down to the dark horse. Happy to see you guys too. I'll be even happier when we're all drinking at the venue. That's where the real fun begins, man. SmackDown tonight. We had Roman Reigns, we had Cody Rhodes, we had Randy Orton, we had Kevin Owens. We had a loaded show tonight. You start to feel Cody is finally getting that story that we've been asking for since WrestleMania. The thing is, who's going heel? It makes you think Kevin Owens is going heel tonight, man. I don't think so, man. I don't think so. Doughboy Games, I see you, bro. I see you. You know what? We're going to the venue, man. We're going to get Doughboy Games a drink on the house tonight. We're going to the venue. It's the only place in the community where anybody wants to drink. And this is where the cool kids hang out. This is where the adults hang out. Those other streamers, those other creators, man, it looks like they're streaming for their Nick Kids audience, not us. When I walk through those doors on this Friday night, I need 2 cherries, and I want to know, what the fuck are you guys drinking? I'll see you over there.
Why has Triple H been so successful? Why is Triple H running WWE better than Vince McMahon and Bruce Pritchard on Monday and Friday night? Long-term booking.
What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here on Off the Script. This is your Friday night SmackDown post show for October 11th, 2024. I am your host, JD from New York. As always, coming to you live from the OTS venue inside my mother's basement. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on your Friday evenings, wherever you may be. And yes, tonight, you Los Angeles Dodgers fans, Looks like you guys got the Mets up next. It's Mets and Dodgers in the NLCS. Oh, man. That should be a good one. I think the Mets fans tonight collectively breathe a sigh of relief. I don't know whether you guys wanted the Dodgers or the Padres in the NLCS. The way it looked like early on, especially coming into the beginning stages of the playoffs, it looked like everybody didn't want to play San Diego. And here we are with the Dodgers once again in the NLCS. With all that money that they spent to bring in Ohtani, they should be in the World Series. So we'll see what happens there with the Dodgers and Mets. Who do the Yankees got? The Yankees got who? Cleveland or Detroit? I haven't paid attention to the AL. I'm an NL guy. Who do the Yankees got? I know the Yankees won last night. I was watching the end of the game. I think you Yankee fans want Detroit. I think Cleveland was a little bit of a headache during the regular season. No, no, I'm not a Hockey's fan. They got the Tigers. Okay, you know, listen, man, the Tigers are my sentimental favorites right now. I think games tomorrow. Okay, so Cleveland and Detroit. All right, so they don't have an opponent yet. We'll figure that out tomorrow. That's a good day, man. Go to the bar, watch the ball game. I think I know what I'm doing tomorrow. Anyway, speaking of Game 5 tomorrow, we have AEW Wrestle Dream at 8 p.m. That's tomorrow as well. It's going to be a loaded day. You guys got college football. You got your ALDS Game 5 tomorrow. Wrestle Dream. Nobody gives a shit about Wrestle Dream, but it's my job to cover pro wrestling the way that I cover pro wrestling. So Jesse and I will be live tomorrow. Just a programming note. We will be going over everything you guys are interested in tomorrow night live as we hit the airwaves at midnight tomorrow, because these AEW pay-per-views are always 4 hours long. Plus, SmackDown tonight, I thought was a very good show, man. I have been asking for a little bit of unpredictability, a little bit of difference, a little bit of chaotic. We got a little bit of everything tonight, man. A little bit of all that tonight. SmackDown was a very good show as far as forwarding storylines and where we are going into Crown Jewel, and where we are going into at least the beginning stages of where we are going into Survivor Series, which will be here in no time at the end of November in Vancouver, British Columbia. The big thing that happened tonight was Kevin Owens, and everybody was anticipating Kevin Owens coming out and explaining the reasoning behind why he attacked Cody Rhodes at the end of Bad Blood. It didn't happen on screen. It did not happen at the PLE. The PLE ended with The Rock giving a very cryptic throat slash to everybody in the ring. It was Roman, it was Jimmy Uso, it was Cody Rhodes. That's the way Bad Blood went off the air last Saturday. After the show was over, WWE went about doing things a little bit different. They had planted fans ready and armed with their mobile devices, and somebody filmed Cody Rhodes outside of his American Nightmare tour bus, which, by the way, I don't know if you guys saw on TikTok, Brandy Rhodes actually gave a full-fledged tour of the inside of the bus. State of the art isn't doing it justice, man. I wish I could live on the American Nightmare bus. It has everything that one would want. Outside of his tour bus, he got attacked. This was after the show was over, and Kevin Owens, he attacked Cody Rhodes and then sped off in his very, very fancy sports car. Everybody wanted to know why. Why did he do it? Why did he wait until Bad Blood? What's the reasoning? That was the big hook coming into tonight's show. Underneath that, what did Randy Orton have to say? What is Randy Orton thinking about this? Being that Randy Orton and KO have been RKO for the, no pun intended, for the better portion of most of the summer. What is Randy Orton thinking about the attack? What is The Rock and his meaning behind the throat slash? Were we going to see him tonight? So coming on into tonight's show, we had a lot of different things to really keep our interest levels at high. We didn't get The Rock. We didn't really get much of an explanation from Jimmy. It was basically Jimmy aligning himself with Roman and acknowledging him as the OTC as we get the ball rolling for War Games. But Kevin Owens was the big takeaway from tonight's show because that unpredictability, that dash of chaos, Kevin Owens brought it tonight. And WWE, they went about the Cody Rhodes attack at the end of Bad Blood in a different way. Didn't happen on the show, like I said. It happened basically on social media. They wanted you to get interested and follow along on social media. And Kevin Owens tonight, he didn't even get a chance to talk about why he did what he did, as WWE is continuing what they did at Bad Blood, and it's blurring the lines of what is work and what is shoot. Yeah, we all know it's a work, but they're trying to blur the lines with how this is coming across presentation-wise, which I appreciate. I think that's great, because if they throw a dash of, oh man, it's a work, it's a shoot, it's a work shoot, I like that type of stuff. I like when a company blurs the lines and you don't really know what's going on. And in this case, you do know what's going on, but they're still blurring the lines and they're writing it as a legit shoot, even though we all know it's a work. I think that's great. So Kevin Owens didn't get any explanation tonight. He interrupted the women's tag team title match and kind of stopped that before we got that going. And he came out in a hoodie and sweats, and he asked for a microphone, and he basically was barred from the building. They did not allow Kevin Owens in the building after what he did on Saturday night. He came from the crowd, and he was infiltrating the show when he wasn't supposed to be there. Out comes Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is being held back by security. Kevin Owens is being held back by security. Randy Orton comes out there, and he's trying to level with Cody Rhodes. Let me talk to him. Calm down. You don't need to be at this type of stress. You got Gunther to worry about at Crown Jewel. Let me go talk to him. So Randy Orton gets in the ring, and Randy Orton tries to calm down Kevin Owens. There's a scuffle between Kevin Owens and the security guards. And in the middle of this scuffle, Kevin Owens is there with the security. Randy Orton is behind Kevin Owens, and he gets elbowed in the face, does Randy Orton. Now, this didn't look like any accidental elbow. This looked like a legit elbow shot. This looked like Kevin Owens knew Randy Orton was behind him, and this looked like a legit elbow shot right to the side of the face from KO to Randy Orton. So then we get everybody cleared. We get the tag team title match happening. Nick Aldis is trying to calm Cody Rhodes down outside the Nightmare Bus. Randy Orton is there trying to calm Cody Rhodes down with Nick Aldis. And he tells Cody Rhodes, let me go talk to him. It's the second time he did that. It's the second time Randy Orton told Cody Rhodes, let me handle it. Let me handle it. I'll go talk to him. Now, I don't know if you guys are thinking along the same lines that I am, but this is the second time that Randy Orton tried to stop Kevin Owens from doing something and tried to talk some sense into Kevin Owens, and the second time that it's failed. Are we looking at Randy Orton and Kevin Owens in cahoots? Are we looking at Randy Orton and Kevin Owens going heel on Cody Rhodes, and this is all one big setup for Cody Rhodes? Because Randy Orton, obviously, the way that you look at it from an outside fan's perspective looking in, KO, if he turns heel, I think that's great. Everybody thinks KO operates as a better heel anyway than a better babyface. But Randy Orton, when that heel turn happens, it's got to be impactful. Fans are already thinking about, man, that RKO on Cody Rhodes is going to hit like fucking crack. It's going to be beautiful, shocking when it happens. And that's what they potentially could be building towards. Are they in cahoots? Is Cody Rhodes too trusting of Randy Orton? Do they want to create the perception that Randy Orton is buddy-buddy with Cody Rhodes, only to then, on that night, when it happens, have it feel shocking? Why would you do that? Why would you RKO Cody Rhodes? He's been in your corner. You've been on television telling him that you got everything settled. You're going to take care of everything, that you're in his corner. No matter what, you got him, right? He's your backup. I don't know. I don't know if that's the case or if we are looking at a complete red herring here, meaning KO might not even be the one going heel. KO might be acting a little bizarre, but are we looking at Kevin Owens attacking Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton? And the situation really is, Randy Orton says, I'm fed up with this shit. I didn't come back to be a babysitter for Cody. I didn't come back to be a fucking therapist for Kevin Owens. Is Randy Orton going to be the one to say, fuck Cody and fuck Kevin Owens? And he's the one that's going to level Cody Rhodes at the end of this all in a fit of frustration. He's going to be the one to turn heel. And Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes are going to collectively have to come together and live together and coexist together because of what Randy Orton did. It's not out of the realm of possibility that Randy Orton operates solely on himself, turns on Cody, and then turns on KO in the process at the same time. I don't know which way they're going. But if I had to choose one, I would say that Randy Orton is the one that's going heel and Kevin Owens is not. I don't think, I could be wrong, but this is just my perception. This is the way that I'm seeing things from my point of view. I don't think Kevin Owens is turning heel. I think Kevin Owens, we didn't get an explanation. He came out today and he said that he believes Cody is the bad guy in all this. But he didn't really explain why. He did not explain why. Then he attacked Randy Orton because he felt like Randy Orton was taking sides. How's Randy Orton taking sides when he was supposed to go talk to Kevin Owens 2 weeks now? It's a storyline that has definitely got your interest. It's a storyline that WWE needed for SmackDown and needed for Cody. And it involves 3 major stars in the company. And I love it. It's a little dash of unpredictability. You don't know which road they're going to take. It's a little bit of chaos. They're going about this, even stemming from the bad blood situation, in a different way. The presentation of it is happening in a different way. They didn't have the heel turn. If WWE, this is the way that I look at it. If WWE wanted to turn Kevin Owens heel, they wouldn't have done it on a fucking fan shot video that they uploaded to YouTube or their socials. If they were going to turn a major name like Kevin Owens heel, it would have been done in front of a live audience. That's the biggest, that's the deadest of deadest giveaways to me. Everybody was like, well, why didn't they do it in front of a large audience? Why didn't they do it on SmackDown? Why didn't they do it at the end of the pay-per-view? Because Kevin Owens is not turning heel. He's already acted as if he turned heel. So if he does turn heel on SmackDown now in the coming weeks, it's not going to be as impactful as what we've seen already, right? So this is why I'm saying Kevin Owens is not turning heel. It's Randy Orton that's turning heel. I think Randy Orton is going to say, fuck everybody, and he's going to be the one to break out and say, fuck Cody and fuck Kevin Owens. That's what I'm going with. So we'll see what happens there. LA Knight. He defended the United States Championship. He defended that title against Carmelo Hayes tonight in what I thought was a very good TV match. I didn't really expect Carmelo to lose clean tonight. I expected maybe some outside interference from Andrade, but we got Carmelo losing clean as a whistle in the middle of the ring against LA Knight. And then afterwards, Nick Aldis books match number 7 or game 7 between Carmelo and Andrade. When, where, we don't know. I would love if they take a spot on the PLE coming up at Crown Jewel. That remains to be seen, but Carmelo lost. LA Knight still the United States champion, and we have a proverbial 3-way happening for Mr. Knight's title. So I like what's going on there. It's giving the United States Championship a sense of importance where everybody wants a piece of the United States title. So good on him. Good on SmackDown for building the mid-card around 3 solid names like Andrade, Carmelo, and LA Knight. Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns was back tonight, and he basically is seeking revenge coming out of what happened at Bad Blood. Jimmy's there. He came out to acknowledge Jimmy, as Jimmy is now on Team OTC against the Rebel Bloodline led by Solo Sikoa, but it looks like the original Bloodline is down 2 men against Solo's 4, including himself. Who are those 2 other members going to be? Clearly, we got KO and Cody and Randy doing some other shit. It certainly looks like, from what was said tonight, that Jey Uso was indirectly mentioned as the guy that Jimmy was mentioning that they need back to fight alongside them against the Bloodline. As the crowd chanted, "Yeet, yeet," Jimmy did not shy away from that. And Roman looked at Jimmy and said, "No yeet." There's a problem between Jey and Roman. Jimmy's not the problem. Jey is the problem. Jimmy's not the story. Jey is the story. Who had bigger problems with Roman? Jey did. What's the biggest part of the reconciliation of the Bloodline? Roman getting back Jimmy or Jey, and Jey aligning himself with Roman. That's what needs to happen. Who's going to be the mediator? Is Jimmy going to go talk to Jey? Is Roman going to go talk to Jey? Seems like we're in the midst of people popping up on SmackDown for absolutely no reason from Monday Night Raw. I guess it's free reign now that Crown Jewel is happening and it's Raw versus SmackDown because it's Crown Jewel. They broke their own brand split rules tonight because we had Rhea Ripley show up and Liv Morgan show up and Raquel Rodriguez show up and Dominic Mysterio show up for absolutely no fucking reason with no heads up. How is that going to happen? Is that going to happen in the next couple of weeks? Is that going to happen at Crown Jewel? Are we going to see something happen before we get to Crown Jewel? I don't know. Is the guy that they were alluding to not even Jey? Is it Sammy? I would assume it's going to be both Jey and Sammy. I would assume that this match is going to include Jimmy, Jey, and Sammy alongside Roman, which was the original plan. They are the original Bloodline. It only makes sense for the story to be Roman, who did bad all these months, now reconciling with the original Bloodline as they fight for the good of WWE and the good of their family against Solo, who's looking to take over WWE and disrespect the family. I'm assuming it's going to end up both being Jey and Sammy when we get to War Games, and we have more than enough time to really flesh that story out. We have a lot going on right now on SmackDown. Thing is how we get there with those 2 guys. Jey has to drop that Intercontinental Championship first, and then he needs to be confronted by either Jimmy or Roman or both. When and where does that happen? I don't know. And yes, Paul Heyman is still not made his way back to television, which I'm assuming when the original Bloodline is once again formed, then we'll see the wise man take his spot in the Bloodline. There's a lot to like right now. This was a very good SmackDown. It looks like they're more focused on telling stories. It looks like all the pieces are together, which a lot of it had to do with Roman being back regularly. So we'll see where it goes from here going into Crown Jewel and going into the Survivor Series. But I thought SmackDown was a very good show tonight. Very watchable. And we will break this thing down tonight as well. Naomi and Nia Jax wrestled. And believe it or not, Nia Jax was brought to probably the best match of her title run so far by Naomi. So we will talk about that as well. And we had a couple of NXT appearances tonight from Trash Legend and Jakara Jackson, I think her name was. They wrestled Jade, Cargill, and Bianca Belair for the Tag Team Championships. So we'll go over all that tonight right here on your Friday Night SmackDown post. Right here on Off the Script. We are live on YouTube and on Twitch. Thank you to my Twitch family for hanging out tonight on this Friday night. Thank you to everybody in the chat here on YouTube. We got 2,100 in here on a Friday night, man. Thank you guys for all of your support. We are kicking ass in October so far, man, and this week is going to end another very busy week. We were live on Monday for the Monday Night Raw post-show following Bad Blood. We were live on Tuesday with a dual stream. We covered both NXT on the CW and AEW Dynamite Title Tuesday in what I think was the most upfront, honest, and absolutely truthful Dynamite review that you're probably going to get all year. It was an all-timer post-show, to say the least. So much so that I've had people reach out to me in regards to the Tony Khan hologram skit that have told me that it is a little bit too true to life. I'll leave it at that. Thank you guys for all of your supports. Wednesday, Solid Monster and I had a tremendous Tuesday Night Titans episode 68. Man, we almost went 4 hours on Wednesday. We had a lot to talk about. We talked about everything. You guys want to get caught up on the entire week, man? Wednesday's show with the Solid Monster on TNT covered it all. Go check that out. Today, we uploaded a video, man. It's on the homepage right now. We talked about The Rock. Dave Meltzer says The Rock will not be at WrestleMania 41. Sure thing, Dave. Sure thing, man. I got a better fucking chance of getting a date with Mina Shirakawa than The Rock not showing up at WrestleMania. Are you kidding me, Dave? Talked about MJF making his return to AEW. We talked about Ricky Starks. Sounds like Ricky Starks exposed Tony Khan today. Talked about Danny Garcia and the creative plans that Tony has for him. There's a lot to unpack in that extra today, man. Go and check it out. It's well worth your time. 30 minutes of content today. Tonight we're live. Tomorrow night we're live for AEW Wrestle Dream. Will Shane McMahon show up? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Follow me on social media. At JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Hit that thumbs up. Let's try for 1,000 likes. We got 2,100 in here, man. We need 1,000 likes minimum tonight on the SmackDown post. And Super Chats are open. Get them on in. We will definitely hang out at the end of the show, and it would not be a VIP party without my guy in the chat. My guy Jason Barker with a $100 super chat. How's it going, y'all? Everyone, Raging Girl Gamer needs our help. Let's summon the whole venue and give her the very best love. Let her know that she has friends here. Love you, OTS venue. Apparently, Raging Girl Gamer VIP here on Off the Script in the chat. She wants to give up streaming. She says she wants to give up streaming on her channel because it's not going anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, do we have quitters in the OTS venue? No, we don't have quitters in the OTS venue. Everybody here is a winner. We don't develop losers here. This is the #1 live stream in the entire IWC, and I don't surround myself with quitters. If I quit early on, who would be in my spot? I shudder to even fucking think. Honestly. The community is a lot better with us in it. Streaming is not an easy thing. It's a very difficult job if you're doing it like me full-time. You got a lot of hate coming at you from all angles. At the same time, you get a lot of love and a lot of appreciation from people. You get great messages from people. You get shitty messages from people that just fucking hate you without really even knowing who you are as a person. All they know is what they see on a fucking screen, a phone, a tablet, or if they're watching me or you on their PCs or their televisions. That's all they know. They just see the person on their choice of device. They don't know you. They don't know who you are or what you're about. People have developed this notion about me, which I've discussed very openly and very candidly on here. They think they know me. JD's sexist. JD's racist. JD's a womanizer. JD's this. JD's a homophobe. JD's all these things. Meanwhile, how many of you have been to the meet and greets and see what I'm actually about and how I conduct myself, man? I'm as introverted as a motherfucker. Most of the time, most of the people coming out to these things, they are of a different ethnicity. A lot of them are. Man, if I was such a terrible person and I was all these things, I guess I wouldn't have an audience like that. Nobody quits here in the venue. Nobody. It's not easy. You got to keep doing and you got to keep trucking along if you want to get anywhere. All I will say is if anybody wants to sit in a chair and stream, the first thing that you need to do, and I'll get to the review in a second. I know you guys came here for wrestling and not some life lesson on fucking content creation. The first thing that you want to do is not have aspirations of doing it full time. You can't go into it thinking that you're going to stream and then all of a sudden quit your 9-to-5 job and do streaming full time. If you start thinking that way, you're going to fail right out of the gate. Because the way that I look at it is you're not doing it for the right reasons. You're not doing it because you love gaming or love interacting. You're doing it for monetary gain and financial gain that just isn't going to be there. To put it very bluntly, it's not going to be there. The last thing on anybody's mind should be not to make any money. The money comes when you've created this little niche for yourself and separated yourself from the pack and showcased who you are as a person. Develop an audience first. If people aren't watching you, then fix something. Something's obviously broken. If you want to take it a little bit more seriously, on top of it being a passion and a love for you, go out and get some graphics made. Go out and show how much you love streaming. You can't just sit there and stream from your bedroom or your couch and then have people throwing money at you. It's not going to work that way. Who are you? You got to do it for the love of the game. You can't do it for the money. You got to be open and honest about what you're doing, and people will see that and will want to support you. If it's for any other reason but love and passion, people will see right through that. That's why I've developed the reputation that I have. Listen, some of these shows have been fucking dirt poor. Awful. But I love to entertain people. Some of these shows I wish I would not cover. But I do it because I love streaming. I love this. I love what I've created here. I don't go out and ex-deviate to make me these fucking kick-ass designs because, I'm about the money. I love sitting in this chair, man. I love doing what I do. I love being in front of this camera. I love being in front of you guys. And you see that. You see it. You can't do this for any other reason but love for the game. So you go into it wanting to make fucking money and quit your job. You're going about it all wrong. Look at me, man. Look at the start that I got, man. I started playing fucking Call of Duty. Started talking about wrestling over Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3. I sit down with Justin LaBar, and it opened me and my mind to change things the way that they need to change. He told me, I want you in front of that camera. If you're talking about wrestling and giving an opinion, I want to see who the person is. I want to see the voice and the person on my screen. I don't need to see a still picture or video game footage. From there, we go 2,500, 3,000, 5,000, 7,500, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000. To where we sit now, we're on our way to 170,000 people. And look at what we are now compared to what we were then. You guys know that have been with me for a very long time. I didn't look like this. I didn't sound like this, man. It comes with leveling up. There's no quitters here. If you want to stream, stream. It doesn't matter if it's one person or fucking 100 people. You're doing something that you love. Seriously. And if it's too stressful for you, take a break. Take a break. Take a breather. Take a step back. Reassess. Reevaluate. Relax. And go back at it again. I wish I could do that. I'm not built that way, man. If I take a step back, if I take a week or two away, man, I'm ready to be back on day 2. You guys have known me, man. I've gone on a couple of vacations, and I've been away for a week, tops. And by day 2 in that week, I'm already fucking feeding to. I could be on fucking some island resort somewhere. I could be sitting in the sand with my feet in the sand and a fucking drink in my hand, looking at the crystal blue ocean. And all I'm thinking about, man, I can't wait to get back to fucking New York and sit in my chair and talk pro wrestling. Just the way that I'm built. I miss this when I'm away from it. Even when I try and recalibrate, I still want to be here. I don't know how to relax, even though I could use a week away. The one thing that goes through my head is, man, if I'm taking a week away, what is everybody going to do, man? Who are they going to watch? Why am I not there? I would rather them watch me than them watch somebody else. I mean, I'm a fucking basket case, bro. I could do a week away. I could. But I refuse to. Everything I do revolves around this. Love it. I can't see myself doing any other shit. I don't even go to these shows because I would rather be here for you, man. If that doesn't tell you I love what I do, I don't know what will. I could be at Full Gear. I could be at Wrestle Dream. I could be at WrestleMania. SummerSlam. I don't, because I would rather be here. Nobody quits here, Rage. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Nobody quits. Don't quit. SmackDown. We start off with Jimmy Uso. Jimmy Uso showed up, made his return at Bad Blood, helped Roman Reigns against the Bloodline in the main event when he teamed with Cody Rhodes. So Jimmy's in the ring. He's happy to be back. He missed everybody. Fans chanted, "Welcome back, welcome back." He said he was put on the shelf for months by his little brother Solo. He said when he was sitting at home, he thought this fool didn't even have the balls to do it face to face. This fool jumped me from behind. He said tonight is about big bro versus little bro. And he plans on kicking little bro's ass. Roman Reigns' music played. So he didn't really say much of anything as to why he came back. He just went right to, I missed everybody. Solo is going to get his ass kicked. He didn't have the balls to do it face to face. He jumped me from behind. There really wasn't much of an explanation from Jimmy. Tell me what you're thinking, what you're sitting at, watching at home, how you feeling, nothing. Very paint by numbers promo by Jimmy Uso. Didn't really go into deep explanation as to why he's back and what he was thinking about watching his little brother dominate and take over the family bloodline on SmackDown. Nothing. Nothing along those lines whatsoever. So Roman comes out and his music plays. He gets a big reaction. And I don't know what's going on with my PC. Apparently, it's fucking just completely going haywire. I don't know what the fuck's going on. There we go. Roman Reigns came out. Jimmy stood and watched Roman walk down the aisle. And everybody's chanting OTC, OTC. So he's in the ring. Reigns says, Greenville, join me and acknowledge him. Acknowledge Big Jim. Fans chant Uso, Uso. Reigns says he's not an older brother, so he doesn't understand this level of revenge. He says he's not a wise man either, at least not yet. He says he doesn't come up with the creative, manipulative plans. That's not me. No, I'm the tribal chief, and that means I take what's mine. For 4 years, they took what was theirs. He says he wasn't messing around. He called the shots, and he always delivered. We had it all. We had the money, we had the power, we had the respect. He said they had money coming out of the pockets and championships all over the bloodline. I don't like where we are right now. He says he told everybody that he's the greatest of all time, and he meant it. He said when they step foot in the ring, they are the ones. He held up his hand, finger pointing in the air, and then Jimmy says, but we're not, though. We're not the ones. Reigns turned and looked at Jimmy. Fans chanted, yes, you are. Yes, you are. Jimmy says he sees a chief without a tribe. It's basically what Cody Rhodes said would happen to Roman Reigns after he loses to Cody at WrestleMania. You will be a chief without a tribe. Words that Cody said came to life. You are a chief without a tribe. No ulafala around your neck. I came back because you, Us, needed me. He says he didn't ask. He says he knows one person they can get some help from. Fans chanted, yeet, yeet. Roman Reigns looked at Jimmy and knew exactly who he was talking about. Otherwise, he wouldn't have said anything. He said, no yeet. Fans booed. Jimmy told Roman that he'll be his tribal chief forever, but he's the only one in the family right now. Jimmy is the only one in the family that acknowledges him. He hung his head, shook his head, and left the ring. Reigns seemed to contemplate what Jimmy was trying to tell him. Jimmy was in the aisle where he looked back at Roman and shook his head in disgust again after giving him the seal of disapproval for the no yeet. Jimmy being thrusted into this story now has finally given it some traction. For months, we have been with Solo and the Bloodline against Cody and a mixture of Cody and KO and Randy. Roman being back on a regular basis now because this is crunch time. Crown Jewel, Survivor Series, Saturday night's main event, the Raw on Netflix debut, And then obviously Royal Rumble season starts WrestleMania season. So Roman will be back on television much more consistently than he was after WrestleMania. He usually takes the entire summer off only to reemerge around SummerSlam. It's been the schedule for Roman Reigns. But Jimmy being back has now taken the Bloodline story and has given it some sort of direction. Roman Reigns being back, obviously he wants what is his or what he believes is his. He wants the WWE Championship. He wants the Bloodline. He wants his wise man. He wants his Ulafala. He wants everything that he once had. And realizes now that the reason, or at least he will realize, he doesn't see it right now. But he needs to realize, and the story is going to be, he basically said it himself, they had everything. They had money coming out of the pockets. They couldn't fit any more money in the pockets. They had championships. They had the wise man. He had his Ulafala. He had his Bloodline. He's going to quickly realize, at least from what I see, that everything that he talked about that he wants back, he got because of family. That's the story. Roman, we all know he's the tribal chief. We all know he's the original tribal chief. We all know he's the one. But he had help getting there. This story is not only about reconciling the family, the story is also about humbling Roman Reigns to a point where he knows that he was not able to do everything that he said all by himself. He had help along the way. Anybody with a brain and anybody with a set of eyes could see that. A lot of what happened in the Bloodline revolved around who helped Roman, how they helped Roman. He doesn't want it because he feels like he's here and everybody else is here. It will crush his ego if he admits to everybody that he needs help. But this is not any ordinary help. This is family. So he's going to go and seek the help that originally got him to the point of being the tribal chief, the original tribal chief. And that is Sammy, Jay, and Jimmy. And that's where we're going. It's all about Roman getting his shit back. But who helped him get his shit in the first place? The Bloodline. Now it's about realizing that he needs his Bloodline to get back everything that he so desperately wants. How we get Jay back, I don't know. Where does Jay come into play? Jay's the Intercontinental Champion right now. If you are in the news feeds on social media, Ibu of Wrestling Purists put it out there that Jey Uso and Braun Breaker will not be taking place at Crown Jewel, that it's scheduled to be a main event on Monday Night Raw, probably on the Raw before Crown Jewel. I would think that Monday, that week of the pay-per-view, we'll get Braun Breaker versus Jey Uso. I would do it at the PLE. I don't know why we aren't. Intercontinental Championship should always be defended on a PLE, or at least most of the PLEs. But Jey Uso's the Intercontinental Champion. How do we get Jey into the Bloodline? He would have to lose that IC title first. Now, I didn't think they were going to go right to that match. I thought they were legitimately going to keep Jey as the Intercontinental Champion and then maybe have him drop it somewhere later this year to a Bronson Reed or someone along those lines, not Braun Breaker. They played it off as Braun Breaker going babyface because he eyed Gunther in the World Heavyweight Championship and looked at Gunther and told him, I'll be seeing you sooner than you realize. Then all of a sudden he shows up on Monday and spears Jey Uso after shaking his hand the week before and acknowledging him as the better man. So Jay's going to lose that Intercontinental Championship because family is more important. Jay got his token run as champion. He beat Braun Breaker clean. He got the big moment. He was never supposed to be champion for a long time anyway. So now this opens him up to get back to what really matters, and that is family. And WWE played it out with Jay and Sammy potentially going after the tag team titles. They'll probably come as a package deal. When the time comes, they're all going to get back together, and Roman's going to have his original tribe back. He's a chief without a tribe right now. Give it about a month. He'll have his tribe all back together at full strength, and the renegade bloodline is going to be in some serious trouble and ready for war. War games. It's going to be great. LA Knight. He went one-on-one with Carmelo Hayes. This was a United States Championship match. This was about 9 minutes. It's pretty predictable. Nobody thought LA Knight was going to lose the United States Championship here. Knight had the upper hand early. Clotheslined Carmelo over the top rope. Hayes is on the outside. Andrade is sitting right by Michael Cole next to the commentary table. So he obviously saw Andrade out there, and he starts arguing with Andrade. Knight took advantage with the drop kick through the ropes, and the two battled on the outside as the show went to a commercial break. The show comes back, and Hayes is working a headlock on LA Knight inside the ring. Knight suplexed Hayes out of the headlock and even things out here. LA Knight hits an atomic drop, clothesline, pop-up power slam, and a big elbow for 2. LA Knight then starts stomping Carmelo Hayes. LA Knight then ran into a super kick by Carmelo. Knight backdropped Hayes. He was planning something. I don't know what he was going for, but he took a little bit too much time. LA Knight backdropped Hayes, and they both traded pin attempts before LA Knight landed a neck breaker. Knight went to the second rope. He jumped to the top with his signature elbow drop, which always looks impressive. He goes for recovery, gets a near fall. Knight went for the BFT, the blunt force trauma. Hayes countered with a big axe kick and a pop-up cutter for a near fall. Hayes went to the top. He hesitated. He looked at Andrade and took his eye off the ball. He still went for whatever he was planning. He went for his finish, nothing but net. But it really didn't matter because LA Knight moved out of the way. They traded a couple of moves. Ultimately, it ended with LA Knight grabbing him and hitting a devastating BFT. And that was enough for the win. 1, 2, 3. LA Knight delivers a great BFT to Carmelo Hayes, man. He always sells it so fucking good. Does Carmelo. After the match, Andrade said something to Hayes. He was on the outside of the ring. He was laying by the commentary desk. He said something to Carmelo, which Carmelo didn't really take all that nicely. As LA Knight wins clean, 1, 2, 3, and retains the United States Championship. Now, I was very surprised that Carmelo lost clean as a whistle here tonight on SmackDown. I was thinking that maybe Andrade got involved and that would lead to match number 7 and then a shot with the United States Championship on the line coming out of the winner of Game 7 in their best of 7 series. They didn't go that route. They gave Carmelo the loss, and they made him look like a dummy in the process. The United States Championship is on the line. Why are you being distracted by Andrade? Andrade never got up from his seat. He never did anything. He never got up and tried to blatantly interfere in the match, but Carmelo took his eye off the ball, and he lost the United States Championship match. As far as I'm concerned, I don't really think he deserves another shot at the United States Championship. And at this point, I don't even think he deserves match number 7 with Andrade because he blew it. WWE went about this all wrong. Andrade should have absolutely got involved and blatantly interfered. He had every reason to. Carmelo, the last time we saw him, told him, put the fries in the bag, bro. Andrade should not be taking that comment lightly. Yet he just sat out there. I would have had Andrade blatantly interfere behind the referee's back, cost Carmelo the match. LA Knight wins. We get match number 7, the winner of that, decisively. Even make it a 2 out of 3 falls to just fucking put the kibosh or the kavorka on everything, like LA Knight says. And have the winner come out of that winning and becoming the United States champion, a number one contender. They went about this all wrong. So Carmelo lost. He goes up to Nick Aldis after the match in the back and says, I don't understand this. I beat AJ Styles clean, which he didn't. I got a victory over AJ Styles. I should be the United States champion. He just lost. Now he's got a match with Andrade. When and where, we don't really know yet. Should be at the PLE. I would love if they do it at the PLE. Give these guys a pay-per-view match for match number 7. I mean, I don't want to see it on SmackDown riddled with fucking commercials. Put it on the PLE. Please. So the winner of that's going to get LA Knight. When, where, again, I don't know. But that's the plan. I thought this was decent for a TV match, but there is still work to be done here. Jimmy Uso is backstage. Cody Rhodes is back there. And he ran into Cody. He thanked Jimmy, did Cody, for Saturday. Consider it a favor. But don't expect more of those. That's what Jimmy said for Cody Rhodes. Cody said Solo isn't the same guy as when he left. Jimmy says it was family, and it's family business. He congratulated Cody for handling business since he's been gone. He tapped his belt and said, respect. So it looks like the OG bloodline acknowledges Cody Rhodes. We got a vignette airing with Jakara, Jackson, and Trash. Oh, it's Lash. Lash legend. I'm sorry. Listen, Siri auto-corrected me. It says Trash legend. Oh, that's not her name. Oh, okay. Can you tell me why I can't call her Trash? Has she gotten better? Maybe? She's still a terrible promo. Oh, she's a little bit better. Okay. So I could still call her Trash legend. You know, every time I type in Lash, it goes directly to autocorrect Trash. How do I fix that? Yeah, don't worry about it, man. We'll figure it out some other time. Trash legend is on Friday Night SmackDown. I didn't even realize that they were on this show tonight, to be quite honest with you, but here we are. Jakara, Jackson, and Lash legend introducing themselves. Clips from NXT aired. Blah, 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 blah. Are they important? No. They're part of the metaphor. One of the worst groups in NXT history is Metaphor. All of a sudden, we get their entrance. Jakara Jackson and Trash legend tried to make her entrance, or their entrance. Jakara Jackson licks a lollipop. If you enjoy that type of imagery, then God bless you. All of a sudden, Kevin Owens jumps the barricade, comes out from the crowd, gets into the ring, he's got a microphone. He's got a Dusty Rhodes shirt on. Good old Kevin Owens, man, throwing it in Cody's face. He's wearing a Dusty shirt. He ran out from the crowd. He grabbed the microphone. He's trying to tell the crowd that Cody turned on Owens and not the other way around. He thinks that Cody turned on him. He said people have been asking why he turned on Cody, but Cody turned on him. Then his mic was cut out. They cut his microphone off. KO rolled to the ringside commentary table, and he took Corey Graves' headset off, puts his headset on, and said he can't believe people are thinking he's in the wrong here. I mean, he's got a point. Right? He's got a point. If there's anybody that's blatantly throwing it in the face of anybody here, it's Cody to KO. I'm befriending you. I'm backing you up. I am your shield against the bloodline. I'm helping you against the bloodline. And then here you are teaming with the guy who started all of this 4 years ago. who's made my life a living hell. Who's really heel here, bro? Who really is heel here? From a human perspective, Cody is the heel. If you really want to fucking paint the picture, Cody is the heel. But that's not what people are going to immediately jump and say. Kevin Owens is the heel. Cody's the good guy. Cody's the babyface. No, if you really want to paint the truest of pictures, Cody's the heel. Cody's doing the wrong thing. Cody's being selfish. His mic was cut out. He says all this on commentary. Cody made his way out at this point. He yanked off his suit jacket. He wants to fight. KO called him to join him in the ring. Cole said fans caught footage of their cell phones of the incident after Bad Blood. Randy Orton runs out and gets to Cody Rhodes. Held Cody Rhodes back. Orton told him, calm down, let me go talk to him. He entered the ring. Security tried to separate them. KO then back elbowed Randy Orton in the process, which looked like it was a blatant back elbow. It did not look accidental whatsoever. Orton then elbows KO in response and knocks him down to the ground. Kevin Owens is on the ground in the corner holding his face after the elbow shot from Randy Orton because Orton just got elbowed in the face, so we return the favor to KO. Now, it looked like a purposed elbow. It looked like he knew what he was doing. So KO is on the ground, and he was shocked that Orton punched him. He didn't really understand. So it looked like he did it on purpose, but the way that they're playing it off, Kevin Owens might not have realized that he back elbowed Randy Orton. Randy Orton responds with an elbow of his own. And then KO attacks Randy Orton in the back when he didn't realize what he was doing. That's the hook. That's the hook. That's the one thing that's going to stick out to everybody. Is KO the heel? I don't think KO's the heel. I don't think KO's the heel at all. I think Kevin Owens is sticking up for what he believes is correct. He already claims that Cody is the one that turned on him. Cody's the bad guy. Again, paint the picture. That's the case. Kevin Owens is in the right. Kevin Owens has every reason to believe what he believes. He's got every reason to feel the way that he feels. Then he back elbows somebody, not realizing it was Randy Orton. Orton throws an elbow at him. He doesn't understand why. He thinks that Randy Orton is taking sides. And then he beats Randy Orton up in the back, not knowing who he threw the elbow at. He thought that Randy threw it purposely. Very, very, very well done. We don't know what's going on. I don't think KO is going heel. I said it before, I'm going to say it again. If they wanted a heel turn, it is going to be on a live show in front of an audience to get the reaction. Kevin Owens and Cody Rhodes at Bad Blood in the parking lot outside the Nightmare Bus, filmed by fans, was not a heel turn. It was not a heel turn. And if WWE does the heel turn on television, it's not going to be as impactful because we've already seen Kevin Owens take out Cody Rhodes. So if they do it on television, the immediate impact of it is not going to matter because we've already seen it. They've already talked about it. Why turn him heel twice when he's already done it at Bad Blood, which in this case is not really a heel turn? It's either one of two things. We all know SmackDown needs heels. Are they going to go double heel? I don't think so. I don't really think so. I think KO stays babyface. I think Cody realizes And KO realizes that they're going to have to coexist together. Cody gave his reason on why he did what he did with Roman. Kevin Owens is going to have to live with it. Or maybe he gets traded to Monday Night Raw and we get him off of SmackDown because he doesn't want to be a part of anything with Bloodline and he wants to be far away from all this shit. It might be Randy who's going to say, enough is enough. I'm done. I told you I'd be your backup. I told you I'd be fighting by your side. No longer. And he's already befriended KO. He feels like he can't trust KO now. He's going to be the one to drop Cody and then drop KO, and Randy is going heel. That's the way that I see it. That's the way that I see it. KO is acting as if he is being done wrong. He has every reason to feel the way that he does. Every reason. Sympathize with the human being, Kevin Owens. I'm working for this guy, yet he's teaming with the guy that put me and my family at risk for 4 fucking years. I can't stand by that. Is that really a heel? I don't think so. And then tonight he back elbows Randy Orton, not knowing that he actually back elbowed Randy Orton, only to attack Randy Orton because he thought Randy Orton hit him because Orton was taking sides with Cody. Sounds like Kevin Owens is in the wrong place at the wrong time, and he's just got a string of bad luck following him around. He's tired of the Bloodline, accidentally nailed Randy Orton. Randy Orton punched him, not knowing that he hit Randy Orton. Management is cutting his microphone off. Management won't talk about it. They won't give us the details on what's happening. It's happening internally. They're treating Kevin Owens like a fucking outcast. Randy is definitely turning on Cody. KO is not a heel. KO is not a heel. That would be too easy. That would be too easy. KO is not a heel. Look at it from the outside looking in. KO is not a heel. KO did not turn heel. Even if they wanted to turn him heel now. What good is it after we all saw the footage? You're going to do it again now on television in front of fans? What difference does it make? How impactful is that going to be? KO is not a heel, and he didn't turn heel. That's the way I feel about it. This is exactly what SmackDown needed. Intrigue, chaos, a little bit of unpredictability. Like where it's going. Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. They defended the tag team titles against Jakara, Jackson, and Lash Legend. Lash Legend. They showed Chelsea Green and Piper Niven sitting at ringside. Trick Williams sat front row. They got to a backstage exchange moments earlier with Jade and Bianca exchanging words with Green and Niven. Apparently, Chelsea Green wants to know why they are not being given opportunities for the tag team titles, but everybody else around them is. Jackson and Legend attacked Cargill and Belair right after the bell rang. Jackson kicked Green over the announce desk. Belair then hot tagged Cargill as they are still playing up Chelsea Green stinking from the dumpster spot last week. That's the big, haha, got you. That's Chelsea Green now. That's her character. Not only is she a loser, now she smells. I don't know if she still smells or not, but they're playing it off as if she does. So Cargill got a hot tag, and she gets in there. Typical Jade Cargill offense. Double team finish, and Bianca and Jade get the win in about 2 minutes. For 2 minutes, I will say, and yes, it is only 2 minutes. I mean, anybody could look good in 2 minutes by basically doing nothing. But I will say Jakara Jackson and Lash Legend in 2 minutes, what they did together was not bad at all. I don't know how that's going to translate to a 10 to 15 minute tag team title match in the future, but the dynamics of what they did in the short time that we saw it wasn't bad. And the same goes for Jade Cargill. I mean, she's only digestible in 2 minute intervals. So, choose your poison. Pick your poison. They retained the tag team titles. It was basically a showcase match for both Jackson and Lash Legend, who I do not think are getting called up to the main roster, and I do not think are ready for the main roster. On NXT, they remain. Cody was shown by his boss, and Nick Aldis and Randy Orton were there side by side with him. Orton told Cody to leave because he was going to go talk to Kevin Owens, and everyone needed to calm down. Aldis talked about how he needed Cody to beat Gunther at Crown Jewel. I need you to win this one for SmackDown. So they're treating this as brand versus brand. Nick Aldis wants the Crown Jewel to be represented by a SmackDown guy. Orton says he'll go fix it. Cody got on his bus, and then Aldis looked at Randy Orton and said, Randy Orton, the voice of reason. Who would have thought? That's another clue. Randy Orton, the voice of reason? No, Randy Orton is hearing the voices in his head, and Randy Orton's voices in his head say, fuck KO and fuck Cody. The voices in his head say, RKO, RKO. It's coming. It's coming. Nia Jax and Naomi. We had a segment here. Nia Jax is the women's champion. She walks out there with Tiffany Stratton. She gets in the ring. Unfortunately, she has a microphone and says Bayley put up a good fight at Bad Blood and actually made her break a sweat. She said no one can beat her, including my counterpart on Raw, Liv Morgan. She said she will annihilate Liv and become the first ever Crown Jewel Women's Champion. And then it'll be Tiffy time. And she puts Tiffany Stratton in a very nasty looking headlock, a bullying like headlock. Tiffany kind of smiled. Jax released her. She smiles at Nia. Jax said and looked at Tiffany, that's when you, Tiff, are going to cash in on Liv. Tiffany is smiling at Nia and agreeing that's what she's going to do. Meanwhile, we know that's not going to happen. Naomi made her way out. She's got a microphone, and Naomi said the only reason the title is still with Nia Jax is because that little broke down Barbie of yours helped you again. She said she can't win without her sidekick. She said she pinned Tiffany last week. She enters the ring. Jax said it didn't take one of her to pin her. It took two of them, meaning Naomi and Bayley, to pin her. She asked if she wants to annihilate her or is she going to try to find backup. Naomi stepped up and said she doesn't need anyone's help to beat her. Naomi said she can beat her right now. And Nia Jax got angry enough where she got in Naomi's face and told everybody, including Nick Aldis in the back, to send a referee out there because she's tired of Naomi and she wants to take care of her once and for all. So we got an impromptu match here between Nia Jax with Tiffany Stratton against Naomi. This actually got a lot of time. This got 12 minutes on SmackDown tonight. And it wasn't as bad. You hear Nia Jax and you automatically think, all right, man, let me go find something else to do. This wasn't bad at all. In fact, Naomi brought Nia to probably, up until this point, since when she won the championship at SummerSlam, to where we are now, this was probably the best thing that Nia Jax has been a part of since winning the championship. And shout out to Naomi. It seemed like she carried this match big time on Friday night. So, match was in progress. Naomi was toying with Nia. Nia overpowered her, worked over Naomi's back. Jax ran Naomi into the ring post and posed on the apron. She ran Naomi's head into the ring post by doing it looked like she did a big splash on the apron. Like one of Tony Storm's Sweet Chic musics. Nobody wants to get a Sweet Chic music from Nia Jax, let me tell you. That's exactly what she did, and blasted Naomi against the steel post. Made a great sound. Jax then worked a chin lock in the ring. Naomi worked out of it, planted Jax. Jax rolled underneath the bottom rope. Naomi hit her split leg drop. She then walked to the outside. Naomi drop kicked Jax into the ring post. Naomi hopped up on the barricade, but Jax caught her and hit a Samoan drop on the concrete in front of the commentary table. Liv Morgan is out there. I forgot that Liv Morgan was out there. She basically came out during the promo segment and said she was going to watch this match front row and center. So she's out there with Dirty Dom watching this match from the outside. So the Samoan drop happened in front of the commentary table, in front of Liv Morgan, in front of Dominic, and they go to commercial break. We come back. Nia's in control. She missed a senton. Naomi followed up with a series of kicks and a running bulldog into the second turnbuckle. Naomi then landed a big crossbody from the top rope, got a near fall out of it. Naomi hit a springboard kick to the head, corkscrew plancha on Nia, who was outside the ring. Tiffany Stratton tried to attack Naomi, but Raquel Rodriguez was out there with Liv Morgan and Dominic, and she stopped Tiffany and Naomi. In the process, kicked Tiffany Stratton down with a step-up enziguri. Naomi goes to the top. Nia Jax cut her off. Set up for her finish. Raquel distracted the referee. Morgan hit Jax with the Money in the Bank briefcase. From there, Naomi hit a running powerbomb as she caught Nia off the top rope. Slammed her down. Jackknife cover. 1, 2, 3. And that was it. Naomi pins Nia Jax in a non-title match and gets the victory thanks to the help of Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Now, what were Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez doing out there? I mean, they got this women's Crown Jewel title match to sell, so we obviously need someone from Raw, in this case Liv Morgan, to come on over to SmackDown and sell this match. Why am I going to win? What am I going to do to you? How important is this Crown Jewel championship to me? Blah, 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 blah. So along with her, she brings Dirty Dom, and she brings her muscle. Because wherever she goes, Rhea Ripley could be following right behind, so she wants as much backup as possible. After the match was over, Rhea Ripley's music hits. She comes on out. Liv Morgan and Dominic flee. Raquel Rodriguez is there. Ripley attacks Raquel. Morgan retreated to the ring. Nia Jax grabbed Morgan. Ripley big-booted Nia Jax down. Morgan and Dom and the heels retreated back up the entranceway as Rhea Ripley stood tall in the ring. I know a lot of people are going to be asking, well, why isn't Jade complaining about the brain split? I don't like it. I don't like it. I never like it when it happens. They didn't give us a heads up. They didn't tell us Liv Morgan was going to be on SmackDown tonight. They didn't tell us Rhea Ripley was going to be on SmackDown tonight. Dominic Mysterio was going to be on SmackDown tonight. The fuck do you want me to do? I don't like it. What do you want? What more do you want me to tell you? I hate when they break blatantly their own brand split rules. But when they come up with a fucking concept that's one time a year, this newly created Crown Jewel Championship for both the men and women, I think you, the fan, are to expect some crossover between Raw to SmackDown and SmackDown to Raw. No. I don't have to like it. I get it. I don't like the concept of fucking Crown Jewel Championship to begin with. I ranted about it last Saturday during the Bad Blood post show. I don't like it. If you want to do Raw vs. SmackDown, save it for Survivor Series. Have that be the playground where it happens once a year. Now, this is political propaganda. They got to do something to make these shows stand out. I said it then, I'm going to say it now. Triple H don't give a fuck about these Saudi shows. They happen twice a year, and he's got 2 gimmicks happening on each show. The one in May is the King and Queen of the Ring. The one in November is now going to be Raw vs. SmackDown, Crown Jewel Championship. He doesn't want any of these shows to play into major storylines. He doesn't want major storylines to bleed through these shows. King of the Ring, who's going to win the King of the Ring? Queen of the Ring, who's going to win the Queen of the Ring? Boom. There you go. That's the biggest thing that's happening on that show. We'll give you a championship match. We'll give you another one-off match. And we'll be in and out, and then we'll be back in the States. Same thing with this Crown Jewel Championship. It's basically just like it was in May. We got a women's and a men's Crown Jewel Championship. We'll get Seth Rollins versus Bronson Reed. We'll get Roman Reigns versus Solo Sikoa. And then goodbye. Off to the fucking States. Back to the States. But in the meantime, he's going to be building towards Survivor Series. War Games is going to be set in motion. We're going to get the pieces to the puzzle there for War Games. The May show, we get the championship matches set for SummerSlam. He doesn't give a fuck about these shows. Why does anybody give a fuck about these shows? That's what I'm trying to relay to everybody. That's the way that I see it. You don't give a fuck. Do I like it? No, I don't. I don't like it at all. I don't like giving away Gunther versus Cody Rhodes. I don't. For a nothing match with no story, I don't like it. Clip it. You won't. Because you expect me to like it because it's Triple H. Right? I don't like it. Oh, but where's JD complaining about the brand split being broke? I don't like it. I think it sucks. Raw should be Raw, SmackDown should be SmackDown. But what the fuck do you expect from me? What do you want me to tell you? You want me to blow smoke up your ass? We have a show centered around Raw versus SmackDown matches. Of course there's going to be Raw people on SmackDown and SmackDown people on Raw. Deal with it. What happened to Giovanni Vinci? I don't fucking know. Maybe he went back to Italy and realized that it's best that he stays there. Carmelo Hayes was walking backstage with an ice pack. I guess he needed one after that BFT. He ran into Nick Aldis. Melo said Andrade screwed Melo out of the United States Championship. No, brother. Melo screwed Melo. All this brought up Game 7 between Andrade and Hayes. The winner of that is going to get another shot at the United States Championship. Legado del Fantasma showed up. Santos Escobar told Aldis that Melo and Andrade seem to have a permanent spot in his title matches. Why? What about me? What about Elektra Lopez? Nobody wants to see Elektra Lopez wrestle. What about Los Garza? I guess that's their name now. Oh, speaking of Los Garza, says Nick Aldis, you guys are going to get a tag team match next week. They'll receive a tag team title shot if they win. Who are they wrestling? Nick Aldis said, don't worry, I specially handpicked this team for you guys next week. And if you win, you'll get a tag team title opportunity. Good luck to both of you. That team, we found out tonight, we didn't really get their names said on television, but the vignette said all that we needed to know. We got the Detroit vignette that we got last week and the week before. Motor City Machine Guns are debuting next week. We got Motor City Machine Guns abbreviated in the vignette. And the coming attraction said next week. So it looks like they're debuting next week on Friday Night SmackDown, and their opponents will be Los Garza. It's going to be great. They are in, and they are here. It's going to be awesome. Solo Sikoa. He said Jimmy might be big brother, but tonight, Sikoa is his tribal chief, and Jimmy will acknowledge him as he puts on the Ulafala. Street Profits and DIY were shown talking to Aldis backstage, arguing over tag team supremacy. Aldis said a new team will be in next week, and all the members of the team started yelling at each other where I don't even know what the fuck they were saying. All I know is that Tommaso Ciampa told Montez Ford to take the sunglasses off because he's inside. So he starts looking around concerned all of a sudden. His attention shifts from these four men, Gargano, Ciampa, Dawkins, and Ford. He sees something going on in the distance. He walks over to the loading dock area, and he sees Kevin Owens beating the shit out of Randy Orton. So we get Aldis and security guards pulling Owens off Randy Orton. Randy Orton's laying there motionless. Aldis is calling for medical and for some medical assistance. This KO is taken out. He's carried out of there. Kevin Owens is upset, man. He feels Randy Orton is siding with Cody. Meanwhile, he doesn't even realize that the elbow that he threw, he thought it was a security guard. It was Randy Orton, and he accidentally did it. He thinks Randy Orton is siding with Cody. Poor KO, man. You gotta feel for KO. Gotta feel for KO. Cole, did he mistakenly call Kevin Owens Kevin Dunn while sitting at the announce desk? Right before we got a CM Punk and Drew McIntyre Hell in a Cell video recap, did he call Kevin Owens Kevin Dunn tonight, or did I hear things? Boy, I didn't really think I was going to hear his name back on WWE television. They can't forget about me, man. Everybody loves Kevin Dunn. He did, right? I know. The Beaver lives forever. Main event. Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso, main event. You know, am I the only one thinking this? I see Jimmy come out. He's got some pretty cool theme music. It's not Jey Uso's theme music, but it's pretty cool. He comes on out. He's wearing "They Are Not the Ones" t-shirt. Jimmy still feels, and granted he's been off television for most of the year, Jimmy feels still like a tag team wrestler. There's no identity to who Jim Uso is. All I see is, yeah, he's paired with Roman. Yeah, he's the other brother now compared to Jey Uso. I just get a sense that he's not really somebody that is his own man yet. He don't got the attire for it. He doesn't have the presentation of it. He's just an Uso. But Jey is a superstar. It's very, very damning when you see both of them, man. You see Jey on Raw, and you see Jimmy on SmackDown. Who the bigger star is here, man. It really is. He's Jim. He's Jim. Big Jim. Bell rang. Jimmy looked to the outside of the ring where all the Bloodline were, so this was basically a 4-on-1. Jimmy looked concerned as Solo told Jimmy he's the tribal chief. Jimmy, he teased acknowledging Solo and instead threw up the ones and then attacked. Gave him a big right hand. Solo ran at Jimmy. Jimmy moved and Solo went to the outside. Jimmy had a suicide dive. Crowds are chanting Uso, Uso. Back in the ring, Jimmy came off the top rope. Solo countered with a I think it looked like a Samoan spike right to the throat of Jimmy. Jacob Fatu hit Jimmy, who was draped over the bottom rope, behind the referee's back, obviously. Solo toyed with Jimmy until Jimmy ran Solo's head into a series of turnbuckles. He then goes for a suplex. Solo blocked it, clotheslined Jimmy on the apron. Sikoa then punched Jimmy off the apron, and Fatu attacked Jimmy again on the outside. Solo puts his finger in the air, and we go to a commercial break. Show comes back. Final commercial break here. Solo landed a hip attack on Jimmy. Jimmy smacked Sikoa, started firing up, a big comeback. Didn't really matter. He got put in his place very quickly. Solo came back with a spinning heel kick. For the third time, Fatu hit Jimmy while the referee wasn't looking. So this was not going good for Big Jim here. Solo lifted Jimmy. Jimmy got out of it, landed a big DDT, double down. They get back up. Jimmy's chopping Sikoa. Solo came back with a spinning Solo. He goes for a near fall. He only gets a 2 count. Solo hits another hip attack. He starts gloating to the crowd. They boo him. Solo went for another hip attack. He ran into a super kick from Jimmy. Jimmy landed a Uranage and went to the top rope. He had a big crossbody on Solo for a 2. Fatu and the rest of the Bloodline hopped on the apron, and Jimmy fought them off. Jimmy then hit a Samoan drop on Solo. Gets a 2 count. Jimmy went back up top. Tama Tonga distracted the referee, and Fatu pushed Jimmy off the top and crotched him off the top rope. Solo then hits the Samoan spike, and he got the 1, 2, 3 on Big Jim as Solo finally wins a match. Wow. Solo gets a W. Roman's music hit. Took him a little bit to get out there. Roman ran to the ring, took everybody out with a bunch of Superman punches. Roman was left alone eventually with Solo. Big chance of OTC, OTC. Roman and Solo exchanged punches. Fatu attacked Roman. Jimmy tried to help, but Fatu took Jimmy out completely and leveled him with a big moonsault. Solo hit the Samoan spike on Reigns. Reigns sold the shit out of it. Solo and his Bloodline left the ring as the music played. Jimmy is left alone in the ring. And he says to Roman, who's selling the effects of the Samoan spike, he tells Roman, "We need him. We need help." And Roman is looking at Jimmy, contemplating once again what Jimmy Uso said earlier in the show about we need him. Who is him? Jey Uso is him. But Jey Uso is the Intercontinental Champion. He needs to lose that title first. Then we can call upon him. And then get Sammy and the honorary Uso back together. Show closed with Solo and the Bloodline standing tall. Roman and Jimmy selling the effects of the Bloodline attack. This wasn't bad. I don't really care. I don't care about Jimmy Uso as a singles. I don't. I'm never going to get emotionally invested in Big Jim as a solo performer. So he didn't look bad. I just don't have that emotional tie-in to Big Jim like I do Jey. Jey's a much bigger star at this stage of the game, and the Monday Night Raw roster has treated him very well. But Jimmy's back. He didn't really look too bad being away for 6 months or so. And obviously he was outnumbered. That was the story of the match. He was outnumbered. He didn't care. He wanted to show his allegiance to Roman. He didn't give a shit that it was 4-on-1. So he went out there and fought anyway because he wants to show Roman that he is truly, for the OTC. Do we think Jimmy's talking about Jey? I think so. Could it be Sammy? Sure. But the fact that Roman mentioned no yeet, I think that's a dead giveaway as to who Jimmy is alluding to here. Is it Sammy? Maybe. Is it Heyman? Maybe. But I do think that all of those pieces eventually fall into place when Jey Uso joins the Bloodline. When we see that play out, I don't know. How long is it going to be? I don't know. First of all, Jey needs to lose that Intercontinental Championship. Then we get Jay and Jimmy back together. How they go about it, we got these rosters kind of cross-pollinating now. It's going to be a little easier for them to do it now, being that Raw's on SmackDown and SmackDown's on Raw. What happens? I don't know. Jay joins, loses the title, then joins. Then Jay enlists Sammy. We got the whole family back together. Usos are back together. The honorary Usos back together. Like I alluded to earlier, Roman mentioned they had the money, they had the houses, they had the cars, they had the championships, they had the power. He's got none of that now. He's got none of it. He's got no wise man. He's got no Ulafala, nothing. The reason why he was able to maintain all that for 4 years is because of family. He will never admit that. But Jimmy told him tonight, everybody in the family, you got Solo doing this shit over here. He's got your Ulafala, and I'm the only one in the family right now who's standing here next to you acknowledging you. We obviously need help. Roman realizes that what he once had, he can have again if family is together. That's the story here. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play this out. And no mention of The Rock. Nothing about The Rock. What does The Rock have to say about all this? The Rock shows up when The Rock shows up. He will show his face when he feels it is best. Which I think everybody wanted it to happen tonight, but they didn't really advertise The Rock being there. So Rock will show up when he certainly wants to show up. But thank you guys very much for all of your support. I really appreciate all of you hanging out, man. We got 2,200 people in here on a Friday night, man. That's better than normal for sure on a Friday night. The power of story. When there's story, people show up. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Make sure you guys go and check out all of the other content. There is plenty of it, man. We are rocking and rolling here in October. So make sure you guys go and do that. If you guys are on Twitch, thank you guys for watching me via Twitch. If you guys want to help support, you can subscribe to the Twitch channel. I think I may be playing some Black Ops 6 over there, man. We got to figure that out. So make sure you guys go and subscribe to the Twitch channel. Make sure you follow over there as well. We're nearing 11,000 followers on Twitch. Hit that thumbs up. We got 734 likes. Can we get close to 1,000? And follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. If you guys don't know either, there is a second channel for a lot of content that happens during the week. It gets shifted over there, man. So if you guys can't catch the full-fledged streams, I usually take some of the best clips and I upload them to the second channel. It's linked down below. It's JD from NY Shorts. So make sure you guys go and check that out, man. People having a blast with some of the clips I posted over there. The last one that went up was the hologram clip from Tuesday's Dynamite post show. I've gotten requests for the Tony Khan character, the voice of Tony Khan, to be a mainstay on the channel. As long as you guys like it, I'll keep doing it. Let's get to these super chats, man. Michelle with the $2 super chat feels like Randy's behind this whole thing. It's a possibility. I don't want to sit here and tell you, no, it's not. It is certainly a possibility, but I don't think KO is a heel. I don't think KO turned heel. I think KO is operating as a guy who firmly believes he is right. To me, that doesn't resonate as a heel. But certainly is a possibility. I think Randy is going to eventually turn heel on both Cody and then on KO. Apex Calibre with a 199 and a 199, so 4 in total. I can see Randy arcing both KO and Cody. Nice to see Jimmy getting a solo push. United States title? Question mark. No. And Apex believes what I think. KO and Cody are getting an RKO. Joseph Taylor with a $2 super chat. LA Knight versus Carmelo Hayes, match of the night. Michelle with a 2. Imagine the roar when Jay and Sammy join Roman. It's going to be special. Sidro. Maybe we get a trade of sorts. Huh? Maybe we get a trade of sorts. Maybe we trade KO. Maybe they trade KO and AJ Styles over to Raw for Drew McIntyre and Sami Zayn. How about that? If you want to get Sami Zayn over to SmackDown, or Drew McIntyre and Jey Uso, or something along those lines. Maybe a trade is in the future. We don't know. You still need Jay and Sammy. Or it could be, never mind Drew McIntyre. Maybe we get KO and AJ Styles traded for Jay and Sammy. How about that? I would like Drew McIntyre. The reason I said Drew McIntyre is because I would think Drew McIntyre fits better on SmackDown now, because if he comes back to Raw, what is he going to do? Sidro with a $5 super chat question. Why are hurricanes normally named after women? Answer. They come when they come, they're wet and wild, but when they go, they take your house and car. That is a good one, Sidro. I will say that is a good one. I hope I'm never in a relationship that is like that, ever. 25 months by Sidro. Thank you, brother. Cole Botch said Kevin Dunn was Kevin Owens. Maybe Cole is off the pipe tonight. You could say this was piped in. Hashtag UN Solomonster, the GOATs. I guess Sidro won the crowd over with that one, huh? Skinner with 13 months. Damn. The things that make me keep re-upping are the things like your hologram rant. Also, go Dodgers, win or lose. Please don't bench me. Don't worry, brother. Good for you guys. I wish the Braves were in the playoffs still, but there was way too many injuries, man. If they were at full strength, they would probably be still playing. Cake with the $2 super chat. Once again, no Roman in a story that pertains him. What do you mean no Roman? Roman was on the show twice tonight. Jimmy Jacobs left AEW. Says the chat. But I thought Jimmy Jacobs was one of the right-hand men of Tony Khan. What happened there? Who is reporting this news? I'm trying to find this now. Where is this happening? Jimmy, here it is. Explore. Jimmy Jacobs has left AEW. Fightful Select has learned. Let's see. It's pretty interesting stuff. Jimmy Jacobs leaves AEW. This is breaking news here. You know, it's amazing that Tony Khan has all these pieces to AEW, and Jimmy Jacobs leaving the company is a wake-up call that most of these people really should take seriously. Why? Why would Jimmy Jacobs leave AEW? Let's find out. Fightful Select is reporting that they've confirmed Jimmy Jacobs has finished up with All Elite Wrestling. We're told that Jimmy Jacobs effectively resigned over the past week and that the two sides remain on amicable terms. We're told that AEW is going to look at the move as a way to freshen up the writer's room and that Jacobs has been burned out as of late. Burned out as of late for what? There's no use for a creative team. What is he burned out by? Jacobs has been at most of the shows, and he's worked directly with Tony Khan during his time in AEW. Jacobs joined All Elite Wrestling in June 2023 after spending years in TNA Impact and worked for WWE prior to that. Jimmy Jacobs also competed a couple of times in Ring of Honor while he was in AEW. During his most recent ROH match, the team played a rib on him by using the entire remaining pyro load from the Canadian tour on his entrance. Then he got squashed by Satnam Singh in 48 seconds. I didn't really know that AEW had writers. Shock to me. But he resigned. He resigned. Why did he resign? Because he's burned out from what? They work 1 day a week. He's burned out because nothing that he does, nothing that he says, nothing that he will ever do will make a difference. Because it all starts and it ends with Tony Khan. That's why. That's why. Nothing that Jimmy Jacobs would get to say to Tony Khan would even make a difference. Tony's going to do what Tony wants to do. When are you going to understand this? When are you going to get it? I don't really understand why people have a difficult time understanding this shit. If you watch the show consistently, you will understand everything you need to know. I am going to sit here every single week and tell you exactly what is going on. Jimmy Jacobs resigned from AEW. That is a huge story. A story that a lot of people are turning a blind eye to. Why does someone like Jimmy Jacobs, who Tony Khan went on record to say publicly is one of his right-hand men? Then the report from Fightful says he's burned out. From what? They work 1 day a week. What the fuck are you burned out by? You're burned out because the more you work, all the work that you're doing for Tony Khan, all the ideas, everything that you're bringing to the table to make the show better falls on deaf ears. First of all, I didn't even know AEW had writers, number one. The show is nothing more than fucking random matches every single week. So the fact that they even said they have writers is a shock to anybody. But the quicker you understand that it starts with Tony and it ends with Tony, it doesn't matter what anybody says. It doesn't matter what anybody brings to the table. It's Tony that's going to do what Tony wants. And that's the way the show has been for the majority of 2024. Tony wants it. Tony dreams it. Tony sees it. Tony wants it. Tony's going to get it. That's the way it is. Yet their fan base will go out on social media and say, oh, this is no big loss. Oh, Jimmy Jacobs sucks. Jimmy Jacobs could go back to WWE. We don't need him. Meanwhile, they'll gloss over this as a nothing story. Meanwhile, this is everything you need to know about what the fuck is going on there. The show is written and produced, and it all revolves around Tony. They book for an audience of one. And that audience of one is Tony Khan. Tony Khan doesn't give a shit what anybody else says. That's the way it is. The quicker you realize that, the quicker everybody will understand exactly why I've been the way that I've been. I want better television. We are looking at a product that is fucking deteriorating in all aspects. But please, claim that they're good the way that they are because they have $600 million in TV deal coming over the next 4 years. If the ratings continue to produce numbers like they did on Tuesday, I don't think they're gonna be re-upped by Warner Brothers Discovery in that option year. And if you don't think that Warner could cut them, you got another thing coming. It's where the best wrestle, though. That's all anybody cares about. It's where the best wrestle. Give me a fucking break. Thank you, chat. I didn't know that. Might have to make a video on that, but I'm sure whatever I said is going on Twitter immediately after the show's over. Pacifist with a 20. JD, I remember telling on the Go Home SmackDown, I expected nothing less than 5 stars from Punk and Drew. The observer ratings came out today, and I told you so. And before you ask, yes, I want my cookie. Love you, JD. Pacifist, thank you for the 20, brother. Appreciate you always when you're here. I would not go 5 stars on that. I would not. I would go at least 4.5. But Meltzer's ratings don't mean shit. Everybody takes Meltzer's ratings to be, oh my God, it's the end all be all. Nobody gives a fuck. Pacifist, thank you, brother. Chris Lloyd with a 5. SmackDown Tag Team Division, if given a proper story, they could be great. DIY Street Profits, Guerrillas of Destiny, Usos, Motor City Machine Guns, Legato. I mean, that's a solid division right there. Add another couple of teams there, good to go. Triple M, $10 super chat. The contest dungeon is no joke. Do it on normal. Was at the show with family for my birthday. Was fun. Showing some support to JD, the go to the IWC. Enjoy the rest of your night, my man. Thank you, brother. I'll be on Destiny after this is over. I've been grinding Salvation. Onslaught. I'm looking for some God rolls, man. Grenade launcher. I got myself a God roll litany. But I'd like that grenade launcher, man. It's called Bittersweet. Jason, thank you for the 100, brother. Appreciate you as always. John Clockwork with the 199. Randy turns 2 because he's working KO. Calling it. It's a possibility. Absolutely is a possibility. Brendan Watson with a 499. Tomorrow night I'll be at the GVSU college football game, and earlier in the day I'll be rooting on the Tigers. Enjoy yourself, Brendan. Apex Calibre with a 199. Jimmy asks Sammy's help to get Jay Roman talking. I could see it. I could see it. Filthy Slimes with a 499. Aren't Jimmy and Roman technically free agents? They were never drafted. Filthy Slimes, you fucking slime motherfucker, man. There you go. Boom. Boom. The Abyss with a 499. How is KO going to feel seeing Sammy with the bloodline all over again? I think it's going to drive him nuts. That's why a shift over to Raw is probably best for Kevin Owens. Omega Kong with a $10 super chat. Going to catch the rest of this episode later on my way to FM radio show. I truly appreciate the knowledge you shared regarding streaming. I will take heed of your wise words, JD. Thank you. And any way I can help, Omega Kong. Thank you, brother. Ali with a $9.99, not a $4.99, $9.99 by Ali. JD, you're my favorite YouTuber, regardless of what others say. You're truly amazing, and nobody can do a better job. I sincerely mean that from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, OTS for life. Thank you, Ali. Means a lot, brother. Mr. Team Bringer with a $4.99. Which underused wrestler in AEW do you think can be a huge star? Jay White. Jay White. The Abyss with a 199. Are they going to ever put the title back on Roman? I don't know. I really don't know. He doesn't need it. The Abyss with a 199. Thank you, brother. Francis Loop with a 2. The Rock paid Kevin Owens to attack Cody Rhodes. No. Anything's a possibility, but no. Learning Tree Jericho, 8131 with a $10 super chat. Maybe I'm being ridiculous, but 7 weeks doesn't seem long enough to tell a realistic story of Jay reuniting with Roman and Jimmy for all they did to him without it seeming rushed. I hope I'm wrong. If they dedicate a lot of that TV time, sure. 7 weeks is enough. Edward Liu with a $4.99. Hi, JD. Love all that you do, but someone has to ask the serious question. How did it feel to watch Lash, Trash Legend, on TV tonight? It was not offensive. It was not as offensive as I thought it would be. Thank you, Edward. Lauren with a 30-month membership. JD, you the man. How was your week? Massive week here in Florida with Milton. Prayers to those who were affected. Are we getting Orton versus Owens? I pray for all my Floridian family. Love Florida. No, we're not getting Orton versus Owens. I don't think so. Lauren with a $2 super chat. You watching the NLCS or the ALCS? Met fan growing up. I'm going to watch the NLCS. I don't really care about the AL. Also, she says, WWE is holding off on that Randy Orton heel turn. You've seen posts that The Rock won't be at WrestleMania 41. Yes, I made a video on it. He will absolutely be at WrestleMania 41. And Orton is the one turning heel. I don't think Kevin Owens is going heel. Gold Standard with a 10 in Super Chat. That hologram match with the pay-per-view should be a banger. Laughing my fucking ass off. Yeah, wait till the review. Why is Adam Page wrestling Jay White on Saturday? AEW has no stories. It is so cringe. Beats me, bro. Who wins? Jay White needs to win and Adam Page needs to win. Apex Calibre with a 199. How hard is it for Nick to say he let Rhea and live inside? Doesn't seem like it's all that difficult at all. The Abyss with a $4.99. I sit and think how strange it is that we still got Hell in a Cell in October and still getting brand versus brand in November. Makes you wonder, huh? Where's he hiding? Ara with a $9.99. I think the story with KO is that Cody attacked him first. He was trying to tell the truth, but obviously no one's going to believe him. And Cody's doing everything to cover it up. Cody turns, not Orton. Man, you're really out there. Oh, Cody is not turning heel. I would love it, but he's not turning heel. Doughboy Games with 17 months. JD, great stream as always, and it feels so damn good being back in the OTS venue after my summer of hell. Some good, some bad, but now I'm back. OTS for life. Thank you, Doughboy Games. Mr. Team Bringer with a 199. Which AEW title would you make go away? The trios titles. Absolutely. M. James with a 2. AJ to Raw means we could get AJ versus Punk. Yes, please. I'd love to see it. Jay Solstice with a $50 super chat. The hologram rant was absolutely hilarious with TK Jr. as an unexpected bonus. Great stuff and love the inspirational talk earlier. Congrats to the Dodgers and Mets. Fans from a disgusted Phillies fan. Should be a great series. Cheers, JD and OTS friends. Jay Solstice. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you being here, man. From a Phillies fan, that's gotta be tough to admit, man. But we're all human, you know? Sidro with a $2 super chat. We'll end with Sidro. It's a TK TV deal. Warner Brothers better warn a brother. No, they ain't gonna warn him, bro. They're just gonna they're gonna pull the plug and cut AEW off TV. If their ratings continue to plummet year over year and the demos continue to plummet year over year and they can't fill these fucking arenas, you don't think Warner's gonna fucking pull the plug? Tony Khan is a shyster, man. Tony Khan with the robbery of the century. Thank you very much, guys. We had a great stream tonight. I appreciate you all very much for being here, man. We are going to take the dark horse into tomorrow night. We have Wrestle Dream. Hologram wrestles the Beast Mortos. Oh, my goodness. The highly anticipated match of the Beast Mortos and Hologram. Jesse and I will be live after the show is over, man. If you guys want to be entertained, you know where to find us. Follow me on social media at Jade from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Go check out all the content this week. Monday, Raw. Tuesday, AEW and NXT. Wednesday, TNT. Tuesday, Night Titan 68 with the Solid Monster. Today, we uploaded a great extra 30 minutes of content. Go check all that out. And like I said, tomorrow night, after Wrestle Dream, Jesse and I will be live right here on the podcast. Twitch and my Twitch family, thank you guys very much for hanging out. We'll be live on Twitch tomorrow night as well with the Wrestle Dream post. Thank you for the super chat, love. Leave me a comment down below. Doesn't matter what it is, man. Leave me your favorite emoji. It doesn't matter. Any comment down below helps me out. And please hit that thumbs up. We need 200 more likes for 1,000 likes tonight on the podcast. Thank you guys very much. I'll see you tomorrow live with Jesse for Wrestle Dream right here on OTS.